Hello, people.
Hi, everyone.
This is Tina from Tina Self Talk.
And Randy, the guy that's rarely here.
I have added his name to the page. First of all, I want to thank everyone who commented on the short that I made maybe a week and a half ago, and all the blessings and all the prayers regarding him, and maybe one day he will be open to share, but it's up to him. All right, so tonight we decided to get on here and do a short Q&A about ourselves, just in case you want to know more about us. We want to make it kind of light and fun, so we're gonna start with that. Anything you want to say?
Nope, I'm just rarely here, and I'm trying to be professional, and
I told him this channel is about being transparent, and if you look at a lot of my other videos, sometimes I look like a hot mess, so it's okay. All right, so the first question, how did we meet?
Go ahead.
All right, so I used to attend a church in a small town. I was a member there for about 17 years.
East side of Houston.
Yeah, so fast forward. I was asked to facilitate for a divorce group. It's something that I kind of was hesitant to do, but I decided to do it, and I'm glad it happened. Because this is where I met him. It wasn't intentional though. So
yeah, she actually said, "Hey, you need a phone number to help with your situation." Yeah, okay. She was trying to be my friend, but
no. So my job was during the holidays was to call and check in on the people that was going through this certain situation, and I ended up calling him, and we kind of connected a little bit from there, but it wasn't anything like that because he was still, I'm just gonna say he was, because my channel is about being transparent, but not going into many details because of our kids and things like that. His kids, they may watch the channel and things like that, but he was going through a divorce, and I already had my divorce and things like that. But anyway, so my job was to go, was to call people and check on them during the holidays, because I know it could be rough for people during the holidays with missing their family, their kids and things like that. And so I ended up reaching out to him and reaching out to other people and stuff like that. And then we lost contact for many, many months. I didn't even hear from him. And so he ended up calling me to ask a question about Sears and Beaumont. I'm not sure if you remember that. Sears or Beaumont. He asked about them closing.
I just know we were friends, and we talked on the phone a decent amount of times talking about different situations.
Yeah. And so from there, like I said, we didn't hear from each other all the time. So he was still going through his divorce and things like that, and I just left it alone and just kept doing my thing as a single parent. So let me click on this. My battery is low, but yeah,
Might need to hurry.
so I think it'll be good. And so he ended up calling me about some girls he was dating. By that time we was talking.
By the way, what she's talking about is the fact that, fast forward a lot, we're like, she said I was going through a divorce. I was already officially divorced and everything by then. I wasn't like going out and dating while I'm still married.
True.
But
that's true. So anyway, he was dating and things like that. I had dated a guy that lived in Tennessee as well, and blah blah, and we would converse about those situations. And then I no longer was dating that guy, but he's still trying things out in the single world of dating and online apps and things like that.
So let me qualify that. Dating, what she means by that is like having some conversations and like some simple dates. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I'll just go to date. I'm talking to different people. I don't know if I would call it all dating.
So, but I would listen to him, and a lot of things that he would say, I was like, that's the kind of person I would like. You know, the type of qualities that he would talk about within himself. I'm like, oh God, I like that. But I didn't talk to him about it. I was kind of like talking to God about it. And so fast forward, We end up talking more and more and more, kind of texting and things like that. But one thing that happened that was kind of funny, I think Angel touched that friend me button on Facebook. I used to go through his pictures and kind of look through his pictures on Facebook, his profile and stuff like that, check him out and things like that. And then somehow I friend requested him and he accepted. And so
She got caught.
So I got caught, and here we are. He asked me out. He was kind of hesitant to do that, right? That was during Hurricane Harvey time.
I think we've been talking for about a year or something.
Yeah, Hurricane Harvey time, and then he managed to.
Yeah, that was when the roads were flooded and
all kinds of things was still going.
One of your daughters was saying, like, why are we going to church? We can hardly make it there. And you told her, oh, we're going.
I was eager to see him, but I also was eager to go to church, no matter what. It was a Wednesday.
What I remember them saying was, your daughter asked you, said, hey, were you going to church or for Randy? And you said 50-50.
Well, it is what it is. We're married, and here we go. And so that is how we met. All right, number 2. How's it dating outside? I wrote some of these questions down so I could remember. How's it to date outside of your race? And do our families approve? Go first.
I mean, for me, it's like I had never really dated. I dated outside of my race before. Before my previous marriage, I dated people that were Hispanic, Asian, but never a black lady. But I mean, I didn't really think anything of it. I mean, I was attracted to my wife. She's attracted to me, and life as far as families. I guess when you talk about families from my perspective, I guess it varies. Like a lot of my family, we're in Texas. My family lives up north. My mom met you, and no problem. Other family, some of the families met you. I don't think all my families met you, but some family, no problem at all. My wife, that's my wife. She's very nice, and they get along. I would say for the most part, most people get along pretty good. But yeah, I mean, it's different. Like it was different, I think, for my kids at first, and it wasn't anything to do with her race. It was just different because it wasn't their mom. So definitely different for them at first. But yeah, everybody accepting, gets along really well now.
Okay, so I also talked about this in one of my previous videos, I think 2 years ago. When people ask that question, I'm thinking, he's just my husband, he's a man. I heard comments before, what if he calls you the N-word? I don't think that should be in his lexicon anyway. That's like me calling him a bad name. If he was to even call me the B word, that would be just totally disrespectful. So that's just crazy to even think that because I'm black and he's white, that he's gonna be privy to call me the N-word. For me, he's my husband. The only thing I can say that can be odd, it has nothing to do with his race, is because he's from the north, I'm from the south. And what I mean by that, and I think I explained that in one of my videos, like certain things I like to eat, he doesn't care to eat, but his kids that
they were
from Texas. They are born in Texas.
My son was born in Texas. My daughter wasn't.
Yes, but
they spent most of their life down here.
Yes, so like cornbread and beans and greens and things like that, we all eat. He's not a fan of. So I can say culturally, being from the north and the south, that may be a difference, or it may just be his perspective. Because I don't know, you have to let us know if you're from the northern states, do you like those types of foods? But for the most part, we forget that. We don't even look at, okay, I know that he's Caucasian. He knows that I'm black, but is that the important thing? No. We're talking about bills and our kids and faith and politics and whatever, just like everybody else.
We have had a handful of times going out in public that people notice it.
Yeah, but I also believe sometimes that people think I'm much younger, especially when I was smaller. I'm working on my weight now, and I have to say that.
Showing your arms and stuff.
Yes, I'm working on my weight. But I think sometimes they think it's a big age gap but I think it's because he has a lot of gray. Um,
All this wisdom here.
Yes, he has a lot of gray compared to when we first met. But also he had surgery, and I did talk about that. He had surgery, so he's been on steroids, which has caused him to have the moon face. And his eyes to look a little weird sometimes. I talked about that in the video and stuff like that, but God is working on that. But I think that may be the stairs. I don't know. But really, we don't pay attention to that.
No, we had that stuff well before my surgery day.
Yeah, but that's so far in between. I know people think, oh, in Texas, y'all must deal with a lot of racism. No, we live in the Houston area, so no. We're just going about our business. We live our lives. This neighborhood is very diverse. No one cares.
So I agree that the neighborhood's fine, but I mean, there is issues we've dealt with in smaller towns
Yeah,
around
but
here.
nothing major. Nobody's chasing us.
No.
Like that. May just get a look or something. All right, so to answer that question, it's fine. We're husband and wife. Husband and wife. And I've been on Instagram and things like that, and people have made their comments, oh, you must think that way because you're married to a white man. Well, before him, I was married to half Trinidad, half Puerto Rican man, brown man, and I also still thought the same. Very conservative thoughts and ideas and things like that. So that doesn't matter. And yeah. All right. Sorry if I'm going too quick. It seems like I'm talking really fast. I just want to make this a short Q&A and, not drag it out. All right. So if we could travel to any place in the world, where would we go and why?
I'll let you answer first. I've been a lot of places.
Yes, he has been a lot of places.
For work.
For work, and he was also in the
Air Force.
Air Force. And so, I've been to Jamaica, and so I can say that was a lot of fun, but I would love to travel to, I always want to say Belize or Hawaii. Why? I just want to see another tropical place. I like being by the beach. I like the nice sand and just staring out into the water and just dreaming and thinking and things like that. And it's quiet and it's peaceful, and that's how it was in Jamaica. I just kind of stayed on the beach, just laying out there, or I was in a hammock. It was just nice. It was peaceful. I just didn't think about life too much. You. I know what you're gonna say.
I mean, if you guys get a chance to go a lot of places, I've been a lot of places. She mentioned Hawaii. I've been to Honolulu, Hawaii several times. It's nice. It's very commercialized and everything. But I've been to Europe, so several places in Europe, some places in England, Germany, France, Spain, been a lot of those places. Spain's very nice. If you get a chance to go to Spain, I would recommend it. I like going on the coast and everything, but all the places that I've been, and like I was saying, I've been a lot of places. I would say,
what will be your go-to place?
You know the answer to that one.
The people don't know.
Australia.
Why?
I like how people are very direct over there. They're very friendly, but they're also very direct. If they don't like you, they're usually going to be very direct and not waste my time, not waste their time. So they will tell you flat out, like, dude, I pretty much, in so many words, they'll pretty much say, I don't want to talk to you. You're wasting my time. Go away. So I like that. If you guys like banana nut bread, I like that. But I know that's a big breakfast thing over there. Some folks will do donuts like we do over here. But pretty much banana nut bread and coffees are a big thing. At least,
is it really sweet?
The folks I
like
experience
ours?
over there. Yes.
It's really sweet.
Just like.
But they seem
like
so
ours.
smaller and skinny.
So
I
they're
think
very
we
direct.
eat a lot of processed foods and fat, and we don't walk a lot out. I guess out here in the States.
They also, I think I noticed, at least for folks, I was over there for work a lot.
Were they overweight?
5 years? No, not really.
See.
For the most part, no. But as far as Australia is concerned, pretty much what I would say is they also are able to drink during lunchtime, which a lot of folks here at work, it's a no-no. They have a glass of wine, bottle of beer, no problem over there. I like the people, like I said, like how they're direct. I like their sayings over there. Okay. Anyways, moving along. They call all of their candy over there, they call that lollies. So when they ask you if you want a lolly, they're talking about, do you want any kind of candy? Whether it be a candy bar or some other kind of candy, usually it's talking about a lolly. So there's a lot of sayings over there that I remember talking about Australia the first second time I went over there. Instead of a, hey, how's it going? What's up? They'll say, how are you going? I remember saying, I'm not going anywhere. So simple things, but that's my favorite place to go. I also been to New Zealand, which is just across the water. New Zealand, great place, very friendly, very expensive, but I would recommend Australia. If you haven't been to Australia, check out Australia. Of course, the typical ones: Melbourne, Sydney, Great Barrier Reef. If you get a chance to swim or snorkel at the Great Barrier Reef, I would definitely recommend that as well.
You can tell he's well traveled. Okay, how has our faith helped our marriage develop?
Go ahead, you go first.
All right. So, in the beginning, okay, we're both Christians, but we came from different denominations, if that makes sense. Okay? All right. Okay, let me explain. He came from an apostolic Pentecostal all his life background. You know what that is? Pretty strict.
If you don't know what that is, Google it.
Yes. Ladies, they don't wear makeup for the most part. Long skirts, long dresses, hair up. Sometimes if you can have
I need to
hair
caveat what she's saying, because while that's true generally speaking,
I guess it depends on
each
what
church is a little bit different.
Yeah. So,
and what I mean by that is some churches
really strict.
Look at the outer appearance, whether it's men or women. You know, some are okay with men wearing beards, some aren't. Some are okay with women wearing some makeup, some aren't. So it really depends on the church.
But I also used to attend not apostolic but Pentecostal churches growing up with my grandma. Now my dad grew up Pentecostal. My mom grew up Baptist. So I can call myself a Baptist Pentecostal. But anyway, then as I
love my wife.
Started to grow, as I started to grow in faith, my first husband and I started to really attend a non-denominational church, but it still acted like a sanctified church. Okay, it was all black, which is fine. I grew a lot in that church. The pastors were great and things like that. But sometimes, you want to grow, you want to expand. So
okay, nothing offensive here, but I remember have we gone to all black church before? Visited
my dad's church.
Okay, but I mean, I will say I think I've been to some Pentecostal apostolic churches that are long, not even remotely close to that one. You're talking long as in like, hey, sometimes church. I'll give it for example, like a Wednesday night service might start at 7 and last until 9:15, 2 hours and some change. Maybe the same is true on a Sunday night, but
the temperament
black church
of
is
the
like 4 or 5 hours.
Sometimes can be a little heightened.
In a black church?
It could be the same. It depends where the pastor's from. You know what I'm talking about when when the pastor's breathing, he sounds like he's about to lose his breath. And the Lord said, that's what I grew up. Okay. That's what I grew up hearing. But anyway, nothing against that.
I've heard that plenty of times.
Nothing against that. But we end up going to, not him, my first husband. Non-denominational church. Was mixed, it was diverse. Grew a lot there. Okay? Past that. Okay? And then we started, when we met, he still was going to an apostolic church. And I was still going to a non-denominational church. Then we got married. Then we wanted to find something that was that we can all just mash together. So we found an Pentecostal church. I don't say outside the sign it doesn't say apostolic, right? In Houston.
No, that's Pentecostal.
It says Pentecostal church. Yeah. So it wasn't as strict. I did see ladies with makeup and some with certain jewelry and certain nail polishes on. It was light pink, white, and things like that. But we weren't able to fully serve. At least I wasn't. him, I don't think he was able to.
I think you're getting lost in the question. How
But
does faith help our marriage?
And so, yes, I am.
You're going down the religious path.
Sorry. And so, anyway, so how faith has helped our marriage. Well, I had to kind of bring things together by talking about us coming together in both our faith and praying together has helped us. Me also learning to be more submissive, because that always has been a hard thing, more submissive to my husband. Us praying together each night. We try to. Sometimes it doesn't happen.
We try to pray for the most part every night. Yep.
We try to at least read our word.
Sometimes
do devotionals. Talk about God. Attend church almost every Sunday, and on some Wednesdays, and attend Bible Thursday. So that has helped us. Our marriage to develop is by leaning on the Word of God and what the Word of God says about marriage.
I would say definitely for anybody out there listening that you're new to being married, like you've never been married before, you're young, the advice I would give you is keep God at the center of your marriage, right? We're talking about like reading the Bible, praying on the regular basis together when you're dealing with any issues. I mean, I know I've frustrated her, she's frustrated me different times, right? But I think us both having a good solid foundation with God has helped us realize, hey, you know what, maybe I'm wrong, maybe she's wrong, whatever. We both have had these thoughts, and like we find a way to come back together and just move past the issues. Like we don't linger on the issues for like days or weeks, because that can create a big problem, big wedge in the marriage.
And do you think it's also important to continue to date and to love each other and to grow together? I think so. Right? Yeah. So dating is important. Continue to keep the spark, guys. Date each other.
Yeah.
Something I talked about in one of my videos has nothing to do with faith, but it's important. Taking time to have pillow talk, and something else I talked about in one of my videos is I call it bubble bath dating. And we've talked about that at church, so I can talk about that. We had like a little marriage group, and they talked about getting into an intimate situation without expecting sex. And so I thought that was important. So bubble bath dating, you're just talking, you're relaxing in the tub without expecting something at the end. You don't want to talk about. If it happens to go that way, then it goes that way, but don't expect it. All right. 5. What is our full-time job? What do we do?
You can go ahead.
All right. I am a school counselor. I'm also will be beginning my internship to become a licensed therapist. So I have been in the area of education for over, let's say, 14 years. And so I would love to work from home just like him one day, but helping children and talking to adults that need my help, mental help, trauma, all those things. But for now, I'm a school counselor.
So I've done a variety of different things. So I started out in the IT field. So I have a bachelor's degree in computer information systems, started doing database stuff with, not sure if you guys are technical or not, but anybody that knows what Oracle is, I've done a database called Oracle, another database by IBM called DB2. I've done programming language called Java, JavaScript, other languages. Worked for a company called Payless. I'm sure you guys have heard of Payless Shoe Stores back in the day, the shoes. So spent several years doing that with them.
Did you sell shoes?
Anyway, moving along. So helping build the back end of the website, the e-commerce website for them. From there, moved over to security side, did HIPAA, which is basically, if you guys don't know, that's a healthcare compliance. So healthcare compliance, the security aspect of that, there's a security rule in there that I dealt with. Worked as a consulting for a company based out of Northern California, security company, basically a thing called a SIM, Security Information Event Management for them. Kind of walk through all that, helping install it, set it up, configure it, solve problems, build content in it. And for the last so many years, my role has been what's called a solutions or a sales engineer. So essentially what I'm doing, on the technical side of selling a product, selling the software right now. So I've been doing that for many years now.
Can you give them
7,
just
8 years.
the big name?
7, 8 years. But anyways, so like I said, doing that for the last 7, 8 years, my wife threw me off. Still dealing with SIEM, or Security Information Event Management, along with other software tools. And as she said, I work from home. It varies. Probably I would say what, half-ish, about half, maybe a little more half the time. The time I'm on the road, flying out to different customers. Are you okay? Okay, moving along.
He act like this was a job interview. Did he say he's cybersecurity?
Oh yes, I am cybersecurity. Yes, I went and got a master's degree in information security.
Oh,
so I'll throw that plug in there for you. By the way, go Cougars, University of Houston. Go Cougs. What is it?
Oh, Lord. Okay.
She wishes she was a Cougar. Well, University of Houston Cougar, that is.
Lamar. Okay. If you had, what are our plans for the future?
So, plans for the future, I'm not getting too much in the weeds. Like I said, we live in Houston right now. Right now, my youngest is still in high school. Once he finishes high school, I guess the plan right now, I mean, it may change in a few years, but right now the plan is to RV, right?
Downsize, sell this house. We live in a 2-story house. It's a lot of room in here, especially when no one's here. It's just us. We're just upstairs. We come downstairs to eat, for the most part. And right now we're in the guest room. Probably no one's in this guest room but us. We started utilizing it now to kind of exercise.
My daughter comes over once in a while and spend the night.
I have a treadmill behind us.
Tina's oldest daughter will come spend the night sometimes.
But she's never in this room. She's bunking with Jasmine. Anyway, so
that's
travel.
our plans.
Travel and me, myself, work from home, on the road, RVing, whatever.
You're really gonna work forever, knowing you.
I don't know. If I win the lotto, then no.
But you gotta plan to win it.
Yeah, that's true. All right. I think that is the end. So my last thing I have is, if you have any questions for us, please comment down below. If you want to know more, we can do another Q&A.
Yeah, so I'm obviously not in these sessions as often as Tina. This is her channel, but yeah, I would say if whatever you guys would like, if you have questions or topics or anything you want to hear about, let us know. If you would like me to do a session more on my job, hey, I can do that too. It's my wife's luck, but it's okay. We can talk about cybersecurity. If that's something you're interested in, hey, no problem. If you want to talk about career moves, we can have that conversation too.
All right. With that being said, like, subscribe, comment. See you later.
Bye everyone.
Bye.